All right, so this other thing that I want to talk about, all right. Cameron checking Adrien Broner. Why this saved his ass? Why this saved Cameron? That if he didn't check Adrien Broner, something would have happened. All right. Let me show you what happened on the It Is What It Is podcast. Adrien Broner was on there and trying to holler at Cameron's co-host, Stack. I think that's her name or something like that, right? Cute sister. You know what I'm saying? She looked real nice. She's young. But things kind of got heated, and Cam had to get Adrien Broner up out of here. So let me show you real quick what had happened and why things got a little uncomfortable.
I love you.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. By the way, fair use. Shout out to the It Is What It Is podcast. Check this.
The guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stack, could you stop?
Yes.
Can you stop smiling? You.
Arabia is.
Nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We gotta.
Oh,
my boyfriend here, yo.
right. Oh, shit.
I told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Okay, we can move on to football.
So, Cam had to check him right there. Like, hey, man, you tripping? Her boyfriend right here. I told you already. Like, hey, come on.
Stat. Oh my God.
Just that. Let's do the football. I guess.
And things started getting a little disturbing right here.
To answer the question about Floyd, when I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
Bro.
I did not know you looked that good.
And he's talking about her. Okay.
In person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to actually go, my nigga. I mean, I have to actually.
This is the boiling point.
I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you.
I
love you, my nigga.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you.
So, that's pretty much the gist of it. Cam got him up out of there. Cam had told him several times, hey, you need to chill. This is my co-host, her boyfriend's here and everything like that. Adrien didn't listen, and he had to get him up out of there. He paid him for his time and left. Now, this is the thing. Obviously, Adrien was inebriated. Obviously, he was on something. He looked kind of drunk, if you ask me. He looked kind of drunk, could have been on the narcotic. I don't know what it was, but it was disturbing. I salute Cam for what he did, because that would have been a bad situation. A bad situation, but not for Adrien. This would have been a bad situation for Cam and Mace. All right. Cam and Mace. And follow me here. Okay. Because we know what Adrien did. There's no excuse for that. That shouldn't have happened. I'm upset that it did happen, because I don't want to see nobody in an uncomfortable situation like that. And I saw some of you lames in the comments talking about she was smiling and she all that. No, it don't matter. That's a professional setting. He's on the show, and you kept saying the same thing. You don't supposed to make a woman feel comfortable, a woman feel uncomfortable, a man feeling uncomfortable. If you keep shooting your shot and all this stuff, and we're trying to move on, especially if somebody checks you like, hey man, chill out. You know what I'm saying? You need to calm it down. But this is why it's great that Cam stepped in and did that, because that girl Stack, his female co-host, moderator, whatever you want to call her, this would have been a lawsuit on Cam and the It Is What It Is podcast. This is what have been. I don't think it would have been a lawsuit on Adrien Broner. I think that she would have messed around and tried to sue Cam for the harassment. You know what I'm saying? Like hostile work environment. It could have been that. Now, could she have sued Adrien Broner? Yeah, but I think that would have been the obvious thing to do. You could have said it, it was harassment, whatever like that. But you could really, like, if you had a workplace and this is if Cam did not say nothing. If you're at a workplace and your boss is sitting right there, and then they see that you keep getting harassed, because that was pretty much harassment at that point. You know what I'm saying? He kept shooting a shot at her. And it's like, golly, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't say stop, but she didn't, she was smiling about it, but it looked like kind of uncomfortable. It kind of got, out of place right there. But she could have called that harassment, like he made me feel uncomfortable. And that would have fell on Cam and his show, because if Cam didn't say nothing, she would have been like, I was in a hostile work environment. Cam is my boss. He's paying me. But he didn't stop Adrien Broner for saying those things. I felt really uncomfortable, and I felt for, he was just going to come over and just take my clothes off or something like that. That's what would have happened. So, shout out to Killer for stepping up and protecting her and different things like that. But it was just the principle of the situation. Like, hey, bro, you're obviously intoxicated. We're trying to, detract you and get you back and reel you back in to the conversation. And you over here keep lusting over my female co-host. Because you couldn't do that on NBC, you know what I'm saying? Any type of like BT, like live somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But you're doing it on my show after I just told you to cut that shit out, you know what I'm saying? So it was safe on Cam's part to go ahead and step in and do that. I salute him for that morally, but also business-wise, man, if he wouldn't have did that, that girl would have sued Cam like a mug. Not just Adrien Broner. She would have said, okay, I can get like 20 mil from him, and then I get 20 mil from Cam, and then she would have got a bag and started her own show, you know what I'm saying? Because Cam did give her the opportunity and stuff like that. But yeah, that would have been a bad look on Cam if he didn't say nothing. As a man, he did, and I'm glad that he did morally. But that was another situation. I'm like, man, I'm glad he did step and say that. But Adrien Broner, point blank, was out of line. But obviously he was inebriated. Obviously he was intoxicated. Something was going on. He didn't look sober. And I'm glad that situation, Cam did the stand-up thing and got him up out of there. Now, he was talking trash after he left too, and some people had called Cam out on that. That was interesting to see, because Adrien is a boxer, you know what I'm saying? So that's a licensed fighter. So some people were saying he wouldn't have said that to him up front, but I mean, I think it was a stand-up thing to say, hey man, you got to get up out of here. I'm gonna just ask you to go. I love you, but you got to get up out of here. Here's your money and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? If we could be cool or not, but that wasn't a good look. And Adrien Broner, Cam referred to him as a junkie or something like that. So I hope the man gets the help that he needs. That was a very, very bad look. But Cameron didn't just save Adrien Broner, he saved his own ass, him and Mace. That girl would have messed around and sued It Is What It Is podcast a little later and things like that. But now Cam doing that in front of the Cameron. Cam doing that in front of the camera, on camera, really saved everything. Because had he not, man, folks would have been talking in the comments and he would have got sued. So shout out to Cam for that.